Hi, it's Kylie Coo. Welcome to my studio. So it's Friday 24th May. This video should go up Saturday 25th May, and I am working in my Chunky Funky. So I'm just going to get started and I will chat as go along. I've just pulled out a pile of things. Some of these pieces were actually just sitting on my desk, so I've just pulled out these. I'm just going to move them to the side a bit so that I'm not getting in quite a kerfuffle here. So, it's around about 11 AM. I've actually had a busy morning. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll do my kind of video first thing and then get on with other things. But today I decided that I was going to get on with the other things first. The other things being kind of houseworky things and laundry and all manner of things like that. So, get my gluing page out. So yeah, I decided to get on with that first today. So I've still got the washing machine on. You might hear it in the background. I've got various doors open today because I also want to be able to hear if the postie comes to the door. I don't always hear it when I'm through here and if I've got doors closed, but I'm expecting a delivery of something, so I don't want to miss that. Otherwise it's a pain having to go and collect it. So, things I must remember to mention. First off, I want to say a very big thank you to everyone that watches, comments, likes, shares my videos. It really does mean a lot to me. And you know, it's that kind of thing that makes it worthwhile doing these kind of videos. Not just this kind, any videos at all, any YouTube videos is what I mean, really. So thanks to everyone. Welcome to all new subscribers. I seem to get new subscribers every week, which is, you know, wonderful. So, you know, you're all very welcome. Those that have been here longer and those that are new, you're all very welcome. I'm just delighted to have you all here. You may hear my washing machine gurgling in the background. As I say, I've got all the doors open. So yes, a big welcome to everyone and a big thank you for all of you that show your support in different ways. I also want to say a big thank you to Laurie. She's in the Art and Soul Facebook group. She's also in various other groups, not just the groups that I kind of host. But Laurie sent me a number of these composition notebooks. So, you know, that's me. Had some from Elaine and some from Laurie. And, you know, I just can't thank you enough for that. It's really so kind of you, so kind of both of you to do that. As I've said before, these books are very expensive to buy here. I think just because it's not something that's used here. There's lots of other types of notebooks, but this isn't a kind of standard size notebook here. And I think there are other brands here that are obviously more popular or sold at kind of back to school time and that kind of thing. Yeah, I think these would be very popular if they were available in this country. So yeah, my point is, expensive to buy here, perhaps not expensive to buy in the US, but by heck, the postage is expensive. So, you know, thank you to both of you for that kindness, being prepared to spend so much on postage to send them to me. It's really so very kind. So thank you. I will put them to good use. And I think I'd like to do maybe different things in different books, you know, so they won't necessarily all be Chunky Funkies. There again, they might all be Chunky Funkies, who knows. I sometimes just change my mind as I go along. As artists and crafters, that is our prerogative, is it not? So I decided to keep fewer things on my desk, in my workspace. Yeah, I still lose them. Yeah, so the other thing I wanted to make sure to mention was I had a message from a Facebook friend called Pat Napper, and she asked me if, you know, I would take a look at her YouTube channel and subscribe. And what she said was she's had her channel several years, but she kind of became a bit disheartened with it, you know, and kind of gave up. So she started doing kind of art and craft videos again. So I said to her, yes, I will subscribe, and I will also give you a shout out on today's video. So I'll leave a link to Pat's video below, and I know that a couple of days ago she did a video on, I think it was a bookmark she made. I've not yet watched it, so I'm going to be watching that hopefully this afternoon. I'm going to try not to overthink things today. I say that every time, but I don't always succeed. So I've had quite a busy week. Sometimes I think I'm busy, but I don't actually know what I've done. You know, I don't seem to have much to show for it. But this week I actually have things to show for it. I got round to listing some things in Etsy, and I did a little video showing the things that I'd made. Two of the journals I'd actually made last October, and it's taken me until now to actually get round to finishing them off and getting them listed. So by the time this video goes up, they'll be listed, because the plan is that they'll go up on Friday evening, so this evening as I'm recording this. Sorry, I stopped there to have a little slip of my coffee. I've boiled the kettle 4 times this morning. I drink mainly instant. I love properly brewed coffee, but because I drink so much of it, I get kind of hyper sometimes with the, not hyper, but I don't feel good if I drink too much, so yeah. So yeah, got things listed in Etsy. I'm going to have to stop for another second because somebody's texting. Okay, so I've lost my train of thought completely now. I did the shout outs. Yeah, I think I was telling you about Etsy maybe. Yeah, so that stuff will be listed tonight. I'm quite pleased to get it done and listed. Boy oh boy, it took a long time to do the listings. I've got multiple items in each listing, but I think I did 6 listings in total, and I think, including the time it took me to take the photos, I think it took me about 6 hours, 5 or 6 hours to do it all, so it was kind of time consuming, but that's okay, that's just part of it, I guess. The photos were not as good as I would have liked because it was very dull, and I didn't want to get artificial lighting out and try and set all that up, so photos were not quite as good as I would have liked them to be, but hopefully they are good enough. I like the things that I've made. I wouldn't put into the store anything that I didn't like, because if I didn't like it, then, you know, I'd be thinking maybe others wouldn't like it either. So I think this was a jelly printed piece ages ago. I quite like those dots. the journals that I've made, I'm really liking. The travel ones are the ones that I made back in October, something like that. This is going to be one of these wild pages again, but that's okay. Yeah, the travel journals I made back in October, and just didn't get round to listing them at that time for one reason and another. And then the other journals that I've made using caddy paper, I made more recently. And I have to say, I'm liking all the journals. They're both a kind of similar style in terms of shape, size. Guessing that's just about done. I can see this is going to have ink that lifts off. I thought it might. I think that was done with a distress spray or something like that, but that's fine. So yeah, I'm liking them so much that I think there'll be more going into the shop, you know, assuming these ones sell. If they don't sell, then I won't be putting more in the shop, but I think I'll also be making a couple for myself because I do like them. And it's funny, I love making journals. I tend to use art journals and kind of, you know, obviously this type of journal more than the kind of junk journal type thing. But I think I'm going to change that. As I say, I like these ones that I've made so much. I'm going to make another couple for myself and I'm going to start using them. I've got a couple of ideas. Couple of things maybe coming up that it would be, that kind of thing would be good for, so you can let me know if you think that's something you'd like to see. I'd be doing it anyway, but you know, if it's something you'd like to see me do pages in, then let me know. I'm also going to make a real effort to try and get some of my art journals finished. I have so many journals with just bits of pages done, or pages but lots of pages not done, and so many journals that just sit there and I think, oh, I can't put that onto the kind of finished shelf because there's still pages to be done in it. So yeah, I think one of the things I might do soon is to go through all my journals and then make a concerted effort just to get some of them finished. I like those pops of blue. I'll have to change this one out in a minute because it's just about gone. So just going back to my Etsy store for a minute, and what I was saying earlier in terms of cost of postage, cost of shipping, it's really, really expensive. So one of the things that was taking me a while was to actually try and work out the size of the items. I don't know about anywhere else, but in the UK, postage is done by size in terms of length, breadth and also depth, and then weight becomes a factor as well. So sometimes trying to work out how much a parcel is going to cost is just really difficult. So I've taken the decision that I'm going to put a cost in. I've probably undercosted it, but I'm just going to meet that. So if it means, you know, if I've put a cost in as £4 and it costs me £5 to post it or more, then that's fine. I'm just going to meet that cost. But the other thing I've done, and I've tried to explain it in the store, is that obviously I've got to put a cost of postage in for kind of everything that's there. And there is a way that you can kind of say, well, if you get this then and buy other things, then, you know, you won't pay more postage. But I was finding it too difficult to work out. So again, I've put a note in to say, if you buy multiple items and the end cost, if you take all those individual bits of postage, if when I come to post it, it then costs less than that, then I'll refund the difference. But the way Etsy works anyway, it takes a percentage of whatever you receive. You obviously pay to list it, then it takes a percentage of your sale. So if something sells for £10, it takes 5% of that. If you then have postage at £4, it also takes 5% of that. So it's a strange thing, but it is what it is. I'm going to get a new glue stick. Okay. Grab one from here. Actually had one to hand. So, right, let's get another bit of something or other in here. So the weather today is very nice, it's sunny. I think it's to dull a little bit later on. There's a nice breeze. So I've been getting caught up with all the laundry, and I am going to, don't know what I'm going to, lost my train of thought in that very second there. I'm going to, get all the laundry up to date, get it all hanging outside today. I like to hang things outside when I can, because it's expensive to tumble dry. Electricity wise it's expensive, and it's not good for the environment. And I just like the smell of the clothes when they've been hung outside. So hopefully get everything up to date today. I've vacuumed throughout, I've cleaned the bathroom and things like that. So I've really had quite a busy morning. Quite pleased with myself for getting on and doing it. You know what it's like if you had a choice of sitting making art or cleaning the house. What would be your choice? But other things need to be done. So I got my grocery shop done yesterday, my kind of big weekly shop. That said, I got fed up part ways round, so I've not actually done a full shop as such. So I suspect I'll need to get a couple of things this coming week. It was just one of those days where I just couldn't be bothered grocery shopping. I don't particularly like grocery shopping. It has to be done, but it's not high up there on the things I like to do. Although again, it's nice to... the worst bit is coming home and then having to put it all away, but it's nice when you open the fridge or one of the cupboards to see what's there, and you see a nice full cupboard. That's a good feeling. And it's good when all the housework's done for the weekend. move my seat, it's very uncomfortable. That's better. So I think the birds are a bit quieter today than they normally are. Don't know if they're just having a rest. There's so many of them that are nesting, and clearly young ones have either arrived or they're on the way. Had a lot of starlings this past week, and they are greedy little so-and-sos. My goodness, they go to that bird table and they would just clear it off completely each time. But they're funny little things. The way they walk up and down the grass looking for things, they make me laugh. Right, that's that page done. So I'm going to think about focal images. So I shall switch off for a second, finish my cup of coffee, maybe make another. That washing might be ready to go and hang out, and then I'll come back once I've got a couple of images. Okay, coffee's made. The last load of washing is now out on the clothesline. Postie has been, but didn't bring the thing that I was hoping would come today. In fact, all that came was junk mail, so more collage fodder. Once I've gone through it, I've been through the images, and would you believe I came across this? And was it just last week I did this one? And I was looking for a sun, but actually I'm glad I used a flower. So, not going to use that for this one. I think I'm just going to use this flower that's fallen on the floor. It's a big flower, it's big, it's bright, it's bold, but I think this page needs something like that. So I'm just going to cut round this. Now somebody, was it last week I said about cutting and how I found it difficult, and somebody said move the paper, not the scissors, and I've heard that before. So I'm going to give it a go. I see some people use big scissors, and I've used big scissors before, and in fact I have those Tim Holtz scissors, but I actually find them very difficult to work with. I don't know, they're too big and chunky, and I always cut squint with them because to me it looks as if the ends are running off. I've got a little bit of an edge on this, but I'm not going to worry about that. Trying to turn the paper. Turn the paper. I'm doing both. I know I'm doing both. I'm turning the paper and I'm turning the scissors. But I don't know if I'd be better trying bigger scissors. I do like the small ones though. I do like the sound it makes. Of course, this is quite thick paper because it's from a calendar. This was a 2017 calendar. Coming from this side. No, I can't see the image then. I like when people leave me, well, I like all comments, but I like when people leave me useful tips. And quite a few people say, you know, do this, it'll be easier, or do that. And that is always good feedback, good and helpful, and I do try and incorporate things into my practice. So I think I'm going to have that slightly off centre, although it's quite nice there. overthinking it. Right. Again, I've got stuff on the back of this, so I'm not going to show gluing it. So I put a good crease line down the middle of that. I have to put it like that just to make sure I get it right into that little groove. Right, was there anything else? There's that little one that's kind of out of focus. It might go in a corner. Yeah. Right, this is a smaller piece. This is maybe easier to try the move the paper, not the scissors. I'm trying very hard to do that. I think it's one of those things that probably once you get the knack of it. Oh, birds are all coming to again. I think they've had a morning break, morning siesta, and they've started again. They are now starting. They're singing very, very early in the morning. Because of course as we approach summer, I don't know, what's summer solstice, 5 or 6 weeks away, as we approach that. Getting lighter and lighter, so the birds are starting earlier and earlier. Feel like I need one more. This one's a little bit blurry, but I don't think I want it going right the way across. When I was looking through my images there to get something for this, I actually came across a few that I had sorted recently. I'm not going to worry too much about how this goes on. And realised there's quite a good number of images in there, but some of them, it's funny because I'm looking at them and say to myself, oh no, I want to keep that because I want to do something different with that. Oh no, I want to keep that for something else. And so I think I'm definitely going to start another one of these books. I think I'm going to keep this one, my Chunky Funky, for just trying to be quite random and not worrying too much, even though I do start to do things a bit at times, but you know, trying to not overthink it. But maybe if I start another one, I can do it one where maybe I plan out the collage a bit more, or maybe it becomes a kind of inspiration book just of images that I like that I might then use as inspiration for art. Oh yes, the birds have definitely come to. Right, something for here maybe, a word. Let me find those words I was using before. I may as well use them up. So I've actually found another image that I think will go quite well with this because the colours seem to go. So I'm going to cut this little lass or lad out, and we'll see how this goes. I'm not going to leave you to watch me cutting. I'll cut this bit out. Okay, so I've not cut round them in absolute detail. I've not gone into all these little grooves here. I think I'm going to have that going there. I'm going to take this bit off so it looks as if that's going in there. So if I cut that round about there, I think would do it. And then it looks as if he's grasping onto I think it's a dahlia. I actually stabbed myself with the scissors the other day, which it was a really stupid thing that I did. I had a bottle of glue, an Aleene's tacky glue, and the tip had obviously got clogged up. So stupidly, I held the glue like this. I put the scissors in like this, and it went right through. In fact, I think it was both prongs went in at once, and oh my, was that sore. I don't want to fold them if I can get away with it, so maybe just like that. Yeah, it was a sore one because they went in quite deep, so I then had to make sure it's properly cleaned out, and oh, it was just so silly. And that was because, no, I wasn't rushing as such, but rather than just kind of doing the sensible thing and thinking about how to best clear it. I mean, if you've got a glue, something like Aleene's tacky glue, I'll show you in a minute. I used to put a pin in some of them, like one of those pins with the little bobbles on the end that you use for sewing. I used to put that in, but one of them went rusty once when I stuck it into my glossy accents, so that kind of put me off using the pins. Let's get him in place. Oh yeah, I think he has just added a bit more interest to that page. And there's a bit of colour going on that's still fights against that detailed background, but that's okay. Let me show you this glue. I sit on one of these little kickstool things because I can push it back and forward. I've just found it easier. So that's the noises you'll sometimes hear as I kick it out the way or push it out the way. Okay, it's not an Aleene's, this one. It's a high tack, it's a good glue. Nice bendy top on it, but it got clogged up. So, you know, if you've got any tips on how to keep these open, then please do let me know. It might just be that I need to stick a pin in it and just hope that it doesn't go rusty, but yeah. The trials and tribulations of gluing. Right, I didn't find a word. I started to look for a word and then saw that image. So let me rummage. Serendipity. That colour's okay, I think. I've got these in so many colours. Green, green. Blue, or the orange. I don't think the orange. The blue's a possibility because there's a bit of blue there. Kind of brown, possibly. I should really cut these all out and then it'd be easier to colour, but I'm kind of tempted by the green. I think I'm going to try and just make this a little bit, it doesn't always need to be straight. Well, it's never straight if I do it anyway, but you know what I mean, it doesn't have to, no reason why it couldn't be kind of higgledy-piggledy. Ooh, it's getting warm in here now. I don't know what the temperature's to get up to today. I think yesterday it got up to 18. I can't remember what that is in Fahrenheit. Although there's still a cool air at times. Right, detailed cutting here, so I shall leave it. I shall go off camera just for a minute to finish that. Okay, I've just cut around it in a little bit more detail. I don't know why, I just felt it needed that. So maybe something like that, I think. So, got it glued. About here. So I don't know if I said this already, because my chat has been a bit rambly this week, probably as most weeks, but maybe even more so this week. I might not have one of these videos next week. I might not, it just depends. I've got a few things on and I may not get time to actually sit down and do this, so there may even be a full week without any videos. There again, if I can fit in even a quick one, I will, because I do enjoy doing these. So, serendipity. Just came across this little gal or guy by chance, and yeah, so quite happy with how that's turned out. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you get a chance to check out Pat, please do. And if you do check her out and you're leaving her a comment, please let her know that you've kind of come over from here. That would be super. So thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.